Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another YouTube exclusive for the Round Rose podcast. Now, guys, in 2 days from the day from when we're recording this, Pro Wrestling Magic makes its return to 106 Bergen Avenue, RIdgefield Park, New Jersey, for an 8-year anniversary show called Tubthumping. I had to make sure I actually get the name right on this one. And we are being joined by the guy who has basically been behind this operation since day one, the one, the only, the Dark Arts Champion himself, Mr. Steve Ross. Steve, how you doing?
Hey, man, I'm good. I'm tired from the week and ready for the weekend. What about you?
Hey, it's going to be fun to start a new job, so
Cool.
it's going to be fun to finally get to this weekend. But let's start with the fact that it is the 8-year anniversary show, and after everything that Pro Wrestling Magic has gone through, with COVID and everything, how does it feel for you as the guy who pretty much started this to sit there and think that, oh crap, in 2 days we're about to celebrate 8 years of this company?
Man, it's awesome. I would say it's unpredictable, but it's not, because I always knew if we stayed on the right track, it was possible, it was doable, and it was going to be a thing for as long as me and whoever else is involved wanted it to be. We had humble beginnings. We barely survived COVID financially, not like, not literally, but yeah, financially, COVID was rough. Barely got through it, but we got through it, and now we're back on the right track. Going to take some time to finish getting there, but we're getting there.
Oh, and the last couple of shows, because like I said, I haven't been back to a Magic show since the end of last year, but I've seen a couple of them through IWTV, which, by the way, guys, definitely sign up for IWTV if you have not done so already. And I think you can still use the code MAGIC, if I remember correctly.
Yes, they can. And then you send money to Pro Wrestling Magic without spending any extra money. It's great for you, great for me, great for everyone.
Hey, nobody ever complained about that. But let's get going now, because I actually want to get with the match that it was reported through Pro Wrestling Magic's social media that's actually going to be opening the show.
Yeah.
And that's Vargas taking on Kerr for the Pro Wrestling Magic Heavyweight Championship.
How do you follow that, right?
Exactly. Right there. It's like, okay, we're doing that match. Okay, I'm good. But what's your thoughts about this match?
So it's like in years past with other companies, like WWE, for example, at WrestleMania, when you'd open with the Brock Lesnar match or something huge where it's just a fucking fight. And I'm sure that's win or lose or draw or whatever. That's what this is going to be. Like, these guys are not doing drop kicks, probably wrist locks and chain wrestling. And you might see a drop kick. I don't know. I don't doubt that they could both do it, but it's going to be a fight. And that's setting the pace. That's opening the show.
When I saw that, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I was like, and I also want to mention that match is being sponsored by the Bob Culture Podcast. Just want to put that out there as well.
Thank you, Bob.
But I want to get now to the next match, and it's actually your match.
Okay.
Now, first thing I want to get to, this is just for the Dark Arts title, or is it also for the Funhouse title?
No, this Funhouse management has agreed to make it for the Funhouse American Lucha Championship as well. So champion versus champion, someone's walking out with 2 titles and someone's walking out with none.
Wow. So being that this is your first time taking on Smiley, and it's first time in a singles match, right?
In Pro Wrestling Magic. Only the second time ever in a singles match anywhere. The
So
first one was actually for the Funhouse American Lucha Championship, and he barely got by me.
Oh, wow.
I've had that on my mind for 6, 7, 8 months, however long it's been. He's had a good run, but it's about to come to an end because my run ain't over yet.
No, I mean, you're becoming the belt collector now.
Yeah, in like 15 years or 20 years, when I decide to retire and I hand all my belts to my son, then they'll no longer be mine. But they're not leaving this family like ever.
But I mean, with this one, like I said, I was there when you won the title from Alex Ryan, which we're going to get to his match in a bit. And you've had this thing of giving opportunities to guys who've never held titles.
Yes.
So now you decided to go with somebody who has had titles, but also is now in control of the GM. So it's going to make things very interesting.
Yeah, well, to say the least, the man's been on a power trip. He didn't give me much of a choice.
Nah.
Here's the thing, like, if you don't want any trouble, there won't be any, but if you step up to me, there's going to have to be. Like, I'm a man. There's going to be an issue. The man stepped up to me. And then in March, he gave me a different opponent. I don't know if he was trying to wear me down until I was in a weakened state after so many hard-fought matches. I don't really know. I'm not going to step into the mind of a psychopath because I'm not exactly sane myself, but Smiley's on a whole other level of insanity.
Yeah.
And he's on a power trip. And you know what? If he wanted to step up to me, I'm going to take the fight right to him. I told him when the match was going to happen. He had no choice but to accept. Why wouldn't he? He wants the belt, right? He wants the Triple Crown. And I'm the only thing stopping that. I'm the only one that can stop him from having full control of Pro Wrestling Magic, behind and in front of the curtain. He's already the general manager. He's given and gifted himself and his friends title shots. They haven't struck gold yet, but they're coming for me and for the Trios Championship in the same night. So
either it's going to be a very good night for Smiley, or it's going to be a very frowning night.
It could be somewhere in the middle, possibly. I don't know. I don't want to speak for Prolific, but I don't see Project Mayhem getting past them. Prolific has already put them down in a past match. So, I mean, it was a close one. It was a great match, but Prolific won. And I see the same result.
I want to keep things moving here because now we got for the Pro Wrestling Magic Women's Championship on the line as Ruthless Lala defends.
And don't forget the Gen Pro Wrestling Gamma Championship as well, sponsored by Gen Pro Wrestling.
Oh, so it's okay.
So it's double title, 2 double title matches.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof. But what's your thought on the
line? Whole lot on the line.
Yeah. Especially for somebody like Kelsey Reagan, who doesn't really wrestle that much. I mean, yes, she wrestles for other companies, but she doesn't really that much for Magic, unless I'm...
No, it's her Magic debut.
Wow.
That's the reputation and the talent level that she has, that she's debuting into a title shot. So this match between her and Ruthless Lala was supposed to happen at Pre-Combination Wrestling. Card subject to change. Vicious Vicky got added, became a triple threat. So technically, they've never had a one-on-one match. So they've gone to war in a triple threat, but they've never had a one-on-one match. So,
it's Ruthless Lala is one wrestler that I know who can always put on a good show, and you don't want to pick her off because she will probably kill you.
Yeah, she probably would.
But now I want to get to the other lady who has the fast pass, Notorious Mimi, who's also going to be in action, as she's taking on Devlin Maccabee. What's your thoughts on this one?
So Devlin, much like Kelsey, has just been they're from Florida, but they've been hitting the New Jersey scene and killing it. So to see her debut against somebody who has a future use fast pass for a women's championship match. Now that fast pass isn't on the line, but you knock her off, obviously you're going to be in line for an eventual title shot as well, no? I would think. I mean, Smiley's making those decisions right now. I'm not an office guy. I gave that up a long time ago. But, I mean, I would think that there's a lot on the line here, even though there's nothing officially on the line. But it's going to be a solid match either way.
Hey, I could easily see it if Devlin is able to knock off Notorious Mimi at a future show, not even just going for the title. Looking at Notorious Mimi and going, look, I beat you. I want your fast pass.
Yeah. I mean, there's an argument to be made there. Or I want it to be a triple threat. Or that could go a number of ways, I'm sure.
Okay. But I want to keep things moving here because now you mentioned more Project Mayhem. They are set to try and take the titles off of Prolific for the 6-man tag match. Obviously, we've seen what Prolific does. They get a house down every time.
Yeah.
But what's your thoughts on this match?
I mean, like I said, Prolific has already put Project Mayhem down. Maybe they learned enough from that match to knock Prolific off this time, but I don't think so. I just think Elijah and Osito are very talented, but they're very new. They're also relatively new as a trio. Prolific have been together for a very long time. That's the edge there. All 6 great competitors, world class, should be on TV. It's infuriating that they're not, but I got to give the edge to Prolific, the heavy edge to Prolific. Anything can happen, but they got that experience edge, and in any kind of tag or trio situation, that can make the difference and usually does.
I totally agree, and then I was going to say that I think in that match you have to look at the fact that they've been a tag trios team for a while, so they have that. I think once you have that going into any match, the advantage is in your area.
Yeah, it's a big mental game just as much as it's physical. So having that confidence and having that mental edge, I mean, we'll see. We're also talking about a bunch of maniacal sociopaths on the other side of the ring, so anything can happen.
Oh yeah, exactly. And it's also pro wrestling magic, so
Either way, it'd be a great match, and that's what
oh
really
yeah,
matters for the fans, right? So
I totally agree on that. But I want to get now to a guy who I think will be on TV very soon, and that's Vinny Pacifico,
yeah.
defending his junior heavyweight title against Jaden Newman, who, if I'm not mistaken, I think he's also making his debut.
He's also making his debut, yes. Big on sink or swim in debuts. Throw you right in the deep end, and if you swim, we'll bring you back, and if not, nice knowing you. You know.
But hey, it's not a bad thing. You can see if a wrestler is good.
Yeah. Yeah, because a truly good talent will get in there with another truly good talent in their debut, and they'll tear it up, win or loss.
Yeah, no,
And
especially
that junior heavyweight title match is going to be hard to follow. So, it's already been announced me and Smiley are closing since Kerr and Vargas are opening. So I've got a lot of good stuff to follow. So I'm going to be trying to get my sleep and eat my Wheaties all week.
Now, talking about somebody who's maniacal and somebody who you know quite well, Alex Ryman takes on the Keys to the Kingdom holder, Steve Pena. What's your thoughts about this match?
Well, as usual, Ryman stepped in shit. He tried to help Pena beat Dan Moff. It backfired, and he cost Pena the match. So, yeah, if he would have just let that play out and picked the bones of Moff, I mean, he probably still would have got dumped on his head because Moff is Moff, but at least maybe he wouldn't have to deal with the Keys to the Kingdom holder instead of going for the heavyweight title or going after Dan Moff, which are his two focuses, I'd imagine, right? But, I mean, it's going to be a great match. These two trained together in Germany for WXW. They've had, to my knowledge, one, maybe two matches against each other. One was at a Warriors of Wrestling taping, which is like they had like their closed circuit, kind of have the boys around the ring. There's like a handful of fans there. And this is a high pressure match for both of them. Pena has the key to the kingdom that guarantees him a heavyweight title shot or any shot at any title, really, anytime he wants it. But momentum is important. So if he loses this match, what are the odds he gets to unlock the key anytime soon? Where does his confidence go?
Exactly. But then you can also make the argument on the flip side for Ryman,
Yeah.
because if he were to win, it could put him in the position either to possibly go after the Dark Arts title again, or possibly go after the very crowded main event with the heavyweight title.
Yeah. I mean, you would think that probably would be a thing. So it's must win for both of them.
Exactly.
They're one piece of meat in between two ravenous lions. Let's see what happens. Violence.
Oh, yeah.
Fun violence, but violence.
Oh, yes, of course. Now, two guys who I know can always do well actually have an open challenge on this night, and that's your Pro Wrestling Magic Tag Team Champions, Death Row. And I was just going to say, open challenges have been a thing in Pro Wrestling Magic.
Mm-hmm.
So, obviously, since we don't know who's going to answer the challenge, I mean, realistically, who could you see possibly answering this? And no one likely probably get destroyed by Death Row.
I mean, I'd love to see a match with the Rep again. I know we just saw it. We don't like going back to the well a month later, if at all. But you know what? I'd love to see that match again because it was great, and it'll be even greater now that they're more comfortable with each other in the ring, and they're going to really have to pull out the stops now to beat each other. I think the Rep is doing something else Saturday. I don't know. I believe they posted some other event, so I'm sure it probably won't be them, but you never know. Whoever it is, I don't think their odds are very good, although the Rep would have an outside chance because there are a larger duo. Plus good, I mean, obviously, but they can compete. They can hang and bang with them. If it's anyone else, I don't know.
Well, the one team I would love to see, because obviously I saw a lot of them in last year, and I think it'd be because I think these two teams have great chemistry. I'd love to see Espados Unidos again.
That would be a good one as well. It's been a good one every time. The last time they main evented West Milford High School, it ended in disqualification. So there's definitely some unfinished business on both sides there.
And look at what they did in 2022. And I think it'd be curious to see where we saw Death Row chasing the title for all of 2022. It'd be curious to see the other way around for Espados Unidos to have to chase the titles.
I like the way you think, and it'd be great to see because the matches always deliver. So, as a fan of wrestling, I would not complain about that at all.
No, me neither. Last match we got here is a is a match between Magic and Travis Jacobs, who is also making his Pro Wrestling Magic debut, I think.
No,
Oh,
he's been on a few shows. He's been on
okay.
2 or 3 events, but it's his first singles match. So definitely his singles debut. Travis is a guy who's got a lot of talent and is often overlooked because his partner is one of the best women's wrestlers in the world and was on WWE NXT and probably should still be there, but it's really not my place to say, I guess. But talent-wise, attitude-wise, it's good, but he needs to be knocked down a peg. And Magic is the one to do that. Not sure if you saw our last show, but Travis Jacobs and Tony Ice, him and Smimi's manager, they got a little physical with a member of our staff. They were talking down to him. Magic don't like that.
No, he doesn't.
Magic is one of my original trainers. I don't like that. So once I saw the match, I kind of knew what it was going to be. I don't know who's going to win. You can't really predict something like that because they're both, really good. But how do you bet against Magic? Honestly, he's got the experience, the size, the power,
and also he kind of has magic in him.
He does, literally in his name.
That was a bad attempt at a dad joke right there. But
I appreciated it though, and I loved it.
But obviously, so we got guys. We just went over the whole card, and it is a loaded card. If you can't make it to Ridgefield Park, first of all, I feel sorry for you for not making it because I think the crowd is going to be electric Saturday night.
Yeah, and head to pwmtickets.com, get your tickets in advance. Automatic, no pre-sale code needed, pre-sale discount. $10 off the door price.
And again, take it from somebody like me. I've been to quite a few Magic shows, and the place always is electric.
Yeah, it's a whole different feeling and vibe being there. TV is great to watch it back after you were there live. But, man, you really got to, if you can, you really got to be there live.
Yep, I totally agree on that. But one last thing before I let you go. I know you have a couple of singles matches coming up.
Yeah, I do.
If you'd like to promote them, the floor is yours.
Yeah. So, I've got Eric Corvus at SWF on Friday, the 21st. I don't know when this is going to air. And then our show is Saturday. So both right in Ridgefield Park at the Mecca. Eric Corvus, I put him down last time, and I have no problem doing it again. We've already talked about the match with Smiley on Saturday. And then next Saturday, I return to Titan Championship Wrestling. The last couple of dates have conflicted with Magic, but now they didn't. So I'm there. I've got a match with TJ Marconi, first time in probably about 10 or so years that we've gone one-on-one.
Wow.
We train together. We have one of the same trainers, Magic. Man, we've thrown down a million times in training, only like 2 or 3 times in front of a crowd. There's a respect there, but we both want the same thing. Gold.
Yeah.
I think both after different championships, but a loss is a loss, and a win gets you closer to that championship. I got my eyes set on the Mobfee TV American champion, and I'm sure he's probably going to go after the heavyweight championship. So either way, both champions better watch out, but who's going to take that first step?
Yeah, you never know. I mean,
right. No?
You never know. I mean, Titan does have a show coming up May 20th, so could we possibly see the trilogy conclusion of you and Blaze? Maybe.
I mean, probably not on May 20th. I got Magic, but then I would just use that shot in the future if given one.
Oh, yeah, no. I was just saying May 20th because that's their next after April 20th.
We'll talk about that another day.
Absolutely. I think we're going to have you back on again.
Yeah, I'd love to.
But see, before we let you go, I know you have your Pro Wrestling Magic store. So if you'd like to promote that and where people can on social media, go right ahead.
Thank you for the reminder on that because I completely forgot. ProWrestlingTees.com/ProWrestlingMagic. We have everything from the basic logo to a castle / Knights of Columbus building dual-inspired logo. It's pretty cool. When I got a little extra in the bank to lay out, I'll definitely get some of them to put up at the shows. ProWrestlingTees.com/SteveOff. There's a logo of a chicken and it says you can't beat Steve off, as in defeat Steve off. I know how it sounds. And there's a logo with a cat. It's great. How can you say no to either one of them, even if you think the rest of the logos suck, which they don't? They're all cool. But even if that's not your thing, we got something for everybody there. You could follow Pro Wrestling Magic on Instagram at Pro Wrestling Magic and on Twitter at Wrestling Magic. Pro Wrestling Magic on Facebook. You can follow me, Steve Off, on Facebook, or I Hate Steve Off on Twitter and Instagram.
And of course, Steve will definitely. I'm looking forward to being back in the Kingdom this Saturday. I'm really looking forward to it, and it's gonna be a loaded show. And like I said, you can't wait for it. But guys, for Steve Off, I'm John. This has been a YouTube exclusive for the Riding Ropes podcast, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.